dear people, dear friends and subscribers. I'm Davide Lufrano, guitarist from the Fuego, and I'm having a bit more time now to tell you something about my improvisation, because it was a long time that few of you asked me about our songs, and so I take this chance to do it. And I start with a song you can find on our album Bluebird, and the song is called E minor. It's called E minor because it's just changing two chords, mainly the first part, E minor and A. And that's something that I like to say now, because it's when I'm doing my improvisation I always try to keep back to the chords melody and harmony especially. So it's something that I really take care when I'm doing solos and when I'm doing tunes. And yeah, mainly the tunes start with the counting 4, 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4 I start with the kick, which is this tribute actually to Villa-Lobos, which is a famous classical guitarist. And it's nice because the song was started from E, and I had this little slide, which is actually from the prelude from Villa-Lobos, which is really nice. And, and it was like my little classical side that always comes outside somehow. The song starts like this. So what I'm doing is like taking an E power chords, and I don't really, when I'm going from E to B, I don't really take out the E, to give more chance to give this power chord like here. And if I'm stretching a bit while I'm playing, you can hear quite well the 6th minor chord, which is really nice, which I really like it. And the last thing that stopped is always puntato, so you can hear quite well the melody, especially because Edina in this part is playing the rhythmic chords, stopping on the chords, so it's really like clear what is the melody, and it's like really breaking down since from the beginning. Then the other part of the song just goes up until the other E, and repeat the same, quite similar. I have this little mode which is not in the, because if we play in E minor and A, we're supposed to use a C sharp, which I don't care actually, because it's a kind of a, I mean, I really like modes, I really like the way of using them. At the same time, I think that counting too much on modes is like be a great player inside some cage, So I really think that it really gives you the freedom to say, okay, this is lowering, this is phrygian, this is whatever, and then you use whatever you want at the time that you want. So that's really important for me to think about it. And second embellishment that I use is kind of a bluesy stuff. I don't really consider myself as a blues guitarist. I consider myself more like kind of a minor harmonic scale, probably some kind of gypsies or something. I really love it. This is my kind of, a scale that I really feel like comfortable and really like, that's the sound that I like. So I don't really wanna go, because in this kind of position it's really easy to go into bluesy stuff. Annoying for so many reasons, for the people that are listening, for the people that are playing sometimes, if they are not really good blues player. I don't consider myself a good blues player, honestly. So it's really a shame for so many musicians when they, consider blues as the, how can I say, the star to play something. I think it's not right, it's not fair for the people that really study that style, which is really difficult and really important for so many musicians. So it's always nice to add some elements, different colors into your improvisations. The second part of the tune, change chords, goes to C, G and A minor, and the second part goes to C, G, F. I'm basically using I don't really like too much the palm muting, honestly. That's why, I mean, when I'm playing this, I always play like trying to stop with the left hand and not with the right hand, not with the pick, not with the palm, not with the pick, not with the hand, but with the left hand. Just like playing a note and going up. Gives more like the beat of the song without giving this kind of a shy sound, which is nice sometimes, but if you overdo it, it's like playing heavy metal on a classical guitar, which I don't really want to do, honestly. It's more elegant and more on time, groovy. And it's basically following the chords on the 8 frets. Puts the position on C, G, A minor, C, G, and I'm using a substitution on F. I use a D minor instead of a F, which is quite nice actually. I sometimes start even with the D, F, A, D, which is literally a D minor on top of the F. It sounds good anyway. It sounds good. It's like some simple jazz substitution, really basic, so it's nice. And I finished the tune is finished here. I have these little chromatic things on the D sharp and finish in E. The tune finished here, but then I had a lick that was really nice from the first time that I did it. It basically is part of the song now. and then starts the solo. The lick that I was saying is like, on time would be like, so I'm basically playing with the octaves of the same notes. I really love to do these things. I really love to. I never feel like, you know, there is a. I think the scales are an important step. When you are 14, 15, when you are 20s, when you have time, basically, it's always good to do scales. At the same time, when you play a solo, when you play improvisations, when you do everything which is more free, when you're on stage especially, forget about scales. Just play whatever you think is nice to play on that time. And the scales that you were doing before will come out by themselves. So, I really like to make this big. Like, it's a challenge even for myself. So I really love to do these things. It's an D and E and adding transpose on different parts of the, you know, I and top and bottom of the guitar. Even using sometimes like, you know, harmonics or these kind of things. Really nice. And then starts the proper solo. The proper solo, I just note few things on the solo which you really can listen on the video or